My name is Cody Considine. I'm the restoration ecologist here at Nachusa Grasslands. I've been here for about 10 years. We are owned and operated by the Nature Conservancy. We're the largest conservation group in the world. We have projects in every state. We have, I think, projects now in over 70 countries. There are places like Nachusa and other states throughout the world that are doing great conservation work. The grasslands started in 1986. Over the last 30 years, we've been kind of slowly acquiring more land, and now we're approximately almost at 4,000 acres. And in 2014, the first bison walked back onto Illinois prairie for the first time in almost 100 years. Probably longer than 100 years. I think the last record of wild bison in Illinois was 1836. So we brought 30 animals in the fall of 2014. The following year in 2015, we brought another 30 animals in. The year of 2015, we had about 18 calves. 15, we had another 20 calves, and then this past year we've had, I believe we had 22 calves. So currently the herd is at 105 animals. We project and maybe foresee a total herd on what we have acreage fenced in now, which is 1,500 acres. We think we could probably reach 115 to 150 animals. Bison in eastern tallgrass prairie here at Nachusa is a brand new thing. This has never been done before in eastern prairies, and so we're essentially writing the books on how to manage bison here in Illinois again. So bison are incredibly charismatic animals. A mature bull can be 6 foot at the hump. Both male and female have horns. They're led by a matriarch female. They're incredibly fast. So when I describe bison to folks that don't really know a whole lot about bison, comparative to cows, I would consider them, like linebackers on an NFL football team. These guys can run, they can jump, they can turn on a dime quicker than you can blink your eye. So these animals are incredibly fast, and they're not aggressive. I think bison sometimes get a bad name. They see videos from Yellowstone where people are harassing the bison, and you see, a bison chasing someone. But these animals are just like cows in a sense that they're interested in eating grass and staying away from you. So as long as you have respect for the animal and don't get within their personal space, they're going to respect you as well. The bison herd at Nachusa Grasslands, we like to keep them as wild as possible. So we don't select bulls are the best for breeding. We have many bulls out there, and it's survival of the fittest. We want these bulls competing. We want the best and the strongest animals to pass on their genes. And during the breeding season, the bulls are wallowing. They're making these depressions in the landscape, throwing dust on them, and then they're also very boisterous. Most of the time throughout the year, you don't really hear bison a whole lot. You may hear them, walking or grazing, but in August, you can hear the bison from a couple miles away, the bulls, often sometimes called the lions of the prairie. What they do is they roar. They make these loud roaring noises, and they're basically telling the other males, hey, I'm the boss, this is my turf. And other animals, other bulls, also think that they're the boss. They'll create challenges and fights. Pretty dramatic. And here at Nachusa, we want to create those, quote-unquote natural conditions. The easiest way to tell the difference between a bull and a cow, a female, is if you look at their horns. The bull's horns are much more pronounced, usually wider and larger at the bases, and usually curve up instead of in. The cow's horns are smaller and tend to curve in compared to the bull's, and much smaller than the bull's as well. Horns are used for creating wallows, for digging into the soil and breaking up the soil. Horns are used for fighting one another. Horns are used for fending off, wolves, any other predators. Yeah, so horns are used for many different uses. The roadsides are often busy. You often get people stopping, and the one question that they have is, where are the bison? And we just politely remind them that, well, they're on 1,500 acres and they could pretty much be anywhere. There's really no viewing times or places they are at any particular time of day. So enjoy the prairie, go for a hike, go grab a bite to eat in town, and come back out, and maybe there's somewhere else, and maybe you'll get a good shot. This fall is our 3rd anniversary that the bison have been on the landscape, and I can tell you what, it never gets old going out and seeing what they're doing, grazing, looking at a wallow, kind of studying the vegetation after they've been through there. incredibly fortunate to have been a part of that, bringing these animals back and providing not only an ecological resource for the prairie, but providing a lot of people a lot of enjoyment. Getting them more connected to nature is a big deal, and I'm really proud to be a part of that.